Hi, I'm Jarrett Banks here from the sidelines of the New York Stock Exchange. This is the IPO Summit. Joining me is Rod Colwell, the CEO of Controlled Thermal Resources Holdings. Rod, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jared. Great to be here.
Now, I understand you just broke ground on the first stage of your lithium and clean power development in California. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on there.
Yeah, there is a lot going on there, Jared. After 12 years of sort of blood, sweat and tears, if you like, we've just broke ground, fully permitted and broke ground on stage one of the Lithium Valley campus. It is a facility of many stages. Stage one will produce 25,000 tonnes a year of lithium hydroxide and 50 megawatts of clean green power. This is the cleanest lithium on the planet, so very excited about it.
Very exciting indeed. Now, I read that there was a DOE report recently that said the Salton Sea Resources is massive. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so DOE published a report via Lawrence Berkeley recently. It affirms that there's 3,400 kilotons of lithium, or 34 million tons lithium that contains within that known brine resource. The Hell's Kitchen project, our project, can produce 300,000 tons per year annually. So also the DOE's report affirms a roughly 375 million EVs. That's how much lithium there is to support that.
Fantastic. Now, speaking of lithium, the lithium market has been volatile over the last 5 years. Is this a trend that you see continuing, and how does this affect your plans, given that you've seen a few hard rock projects stall in recent weeks because of price softness?
Yeah, look, I think it's an interesting dynamic. Number one, the lithium market's not mature enough yet. It's not really a commodity as such. I think some purchases, even on the highs and lows, might be 200 tons of lithium, and there's no real validity in that. Hard rock is a difficult business because of the expense to produce it. And when spodumene gets to $5,000 a ton, it just doesn't make sense, right? It just really throws it out. In our case, we are not a trader. We're not a trading company, and we have long-term contracts in place, take-or-pay contracts for 12 and 10 years respectively with General Motors and Stellantis.
All right, now it's not just about lithium though, is it? The complex supply chain from EVs and China currently dominates this space. What is the US doing about this, and how is CTR involved?
Yeah, so even prior to the IRA coming into effect, right? But if you think about it, we convert lithium to lithium hydroxide, a green battery product, right? The crying shame would be to put that in a bag, put that on a truck, ship it create a 24,000 kilometer carbon footprint to China and back as a processed product. What we're doing now, we're in discussions with the supply chain. So the CAMs, that's the cathode active materials, Jared, the battery assembly part of that within the Lithium Valley campus to mitigate that. Now, that's been in negotiation for some time, and the IRA, of course, has just supercharged that. It's redlined that co-location style of opportunity.
All right, let's talk about financing. What's been your approach to date, and what are your plans for 2024?
Yeah, so we're originally a small private company. We still are. We had completed Series A with Stellantis announcements and GM as part of that Series A. Series B's commenced now. Our investment bank, Goldman Sachs, are appointed on that. Joint lead with BNP Paribas. BNP are handling the debt side and syndicated debt. So we're a fair ways down the track with that. Given that we are groundbreaking, we've sort of hit most of those milestones that finance do expect. Contracts are in place, et cetera, and we're moving forward, expect to close out shortly.
Great. Last question. What's your vision for CTR's role in the worldwide energy transition?
Look, we can produce enough lithium and power to virtually nearly support the US growth. If the way it's going, 1.4 million vehicles as at last fiscal year, we see that you're up from 300,000 EV sales the year before. We see that compounding growth, and CTR to be able to get to capacity by replicating. So we can ramp up quite quickly. As mentioned, we can short loop the supply chain. We do not need to export overseas to re-import again. We can localize that and do it all with organic, with 100% renewable energy, in an impoverished community that creates thousands of jobs and be truly independent.
All right, great. A very important story indeed. My thanks to Rod Colwell, the CEO of Controlled Thermal Resources Holdings. I'm Jarrett Banks, signing off from the sidelines of the New York Stock Exchange.